Hi everyone, it's Cris. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to come really quickly and show you my second design team project with Jolie Kit Club. This is an explosion box, and this is the box that will be pictured on the blog. However, in the tutorial that follows this video, I will be using a different set of papers because I didn't have enough papers or elements to recreate this exact box. But the papers that I'm using in the tutorial are so beautiful. They're the Simple Stories vintage garden papers. And this box, which is my first one, my prototype, was made with the scrapbooking kit from Jolie Kits. And this is AB Studios In the Past paper range. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. You'll see more of it when I open this up. So I just wanted to quickly go over this one and then we'll get into the tutorial. So this again is an explosion box with a little bit of a twist. You will find a couple of tutorials I've seen anyway on YouTube for this type of explosion box with a twist. But I wanted to do my own tutorial on it because I wanted to go a little bit slower, and in case you've never made an explosion box before, and also to just go over a couple of tips and tricks while I was making it. So this is the prototype that I made first. This was made with actually a mixture of all three kits that Kim offers. She has a mixed media kit, she has a cards, tags, and more kit, and a scrapbooking kit. So I took elements from a little bit of all three. So on the lid here, these flowers are Doris flowers. I believe these are from the scrapbooking kit, and these are, I believe they're called Natural Mixed. And these butterflies here were from a cutout sheet that we received in the cards, tags, and more kit. And I believe they might be Simple Stories, but I'm not quite sure. But they are in that kit, as well as these leaves in black and white here. And the clock in the back with the arrow is also from that cutout sheet. And this tag in the back is Simple Stories, the vintage garden paper. It's hidden, you can't really see it, but we got a cutout sheet, and that's where that's from in the card kit. And this seam binding is from Erin's store, My Scrap Cabin Shop. I love her seam binding. I use it as much as I can. And then going back down here, this black here is actually packaging that comes in your kits when you get them, and it's really fabulous. It's got this metallic kind of look to it. I love it. So I decided to use it on the project. The chipboard here is either from the scrapbooking kit or the mixed media kit. I'm not sure. The little birdie is from the cutout sheet that we have in the cards, tags, and more kit. And this chalkboard is from the mixed media kit as well. So use a little bit of everything. And the lace, I can't remember if the lace is from the card kit or the scrapbooking kit, but you know, I just love how all the kits, there are elements that can mesh together when you're doing your project. So I love doing that. I love taking something from one kit and using it on with elements from other kits on projects. So when you lift the lid on here, here's the twist. This is an explosion box with boxes inside. So you can use this as a gift. It can be a gift. It can be a card and a gift in one. And it opens up just like this, just like a regular explosion box. But you know, it has these boxes. So look at this gorgeous paper from AB Studios. It's so, so pretty. I use the lightest tones for this project because I don't really create with dark tones. But the paper is a beautiful, beautiful line. So I just wanted to show you this project because this is the one that will be on the blog. And then if you stay tuned, we'll get into the tutorial using the other paper range that's in the cards, tags, and more kit. Thank you. See you soon. Okay. This is what you're going to need. The base, the bottom of the box here, is going to be cut at 8 by 8, and you'll need 4 pieces. The lids are cut at 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and you will need 4 pieces for that as well. Okay, so those are your boxes. And let me give you for the main explosion box itself. So that base is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. The walls of the box are 3 1/2 by 4 5/8, and you will need 4 of those. And then your last piece for your cutting will be your lid, and that's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and you're going to score that at 1.5 on all 4 sides. Okay, so for my base, I'm going to be using this beautiful 49 in market paper that's in the cards, tags, and more kit. This is heavy paper. It was very hard to score it. So I just want to give you a little bit of heads up that if you're going to use heavy paper, you're going to need a really good bone folder. The ideal paper weight is probably 65 and under to do this. It's going on the inside. It's perfectly fine. And then you can use a heavier paper for the bases, base sections of your box. So that being said, let me pull out I'm actually going to use 2 bone folders probably because it's so heavy. And then you're going to decide what you want on the inside, what you want on the outside. This is going to be my outside, so I'm going to flip it over and we're going to fold it in half. And see, usually I can just crease with my finger and it's done, but with this paper, I can't. Open it up and you're going to fold it in half again. Okay. And I'm using a Teflon bone folder. This is a really great one. Okay, so now you have 4 sections. You're going to now fold into the middle and try to get this as accurate as you can. If it's a little off, that's okay, but score it really well. Okay. Try and really get these little scoring things as close to, you know, right on as you can. As you can see, I'm a little off in this corner, and that's not going to be a big deal. But you just want to try. Okay. And then here's our last one. I'm going to fold that. Now you're going to fold up just to the center. This is where, with the thick cardstock, it gets a little tricky. Okay. You got to fold that really well. Crease it really well. I'm sorry. And then we're going to fold this one into the middle. And this is super heavy cardstock, guys. It's just such a beautiful kit, beautiful papers. Looks great when you're done, but you're going to be working. You're going to be working to get that box. Okay, now open this up. And then you're going to fold the other way. So just not to confuse you, we fold it in this way. We're going to open it up. And now we're going to fold up in the opposite direction. And you can follow your lines. You'll have crease lines here. So if you're the type, you're OCD like me, and you need everything to line up perfectly, you will have your lines to follow. And the thing is, this is an origami fold. You really want to get it as close to accurate as you can. I'm struggling, guys. Can you tell? This is really thick paper, and I really need these creased really well. But it works. You'll get it done. You just got to press a little hard. It's going to be worth it. Open it up. And now you see we have all these lines here. What you want to do is take your scissors. Oh, gosh. Where's my scissors? Okay, well, this is the only scissors I have in front of me, so I'm going to cut. What you're going to do is you're going to cut from the end right up to the intersection here of these 2 lines. So from the end right up to this. We just want to, as if you're making a box, and we just want to create a couple of flaps, and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so then you have these flaps on both sides, okay? And you have this in the middle. This should all be separate. You're going to do the same thing on the other end. Now, because this is an origami fold, you do not have to use glue. However, I'm a little bit of a glue freak. I use glue for everything when I can, so I am going to use glue. So right now you have these 4 flaps here, and you have this in the middle. You can extend these middle pieces, and if this little flap on the end bothers you, you can glue it down. You don't have to, but if it bothers you, then glue it down, okay? We want you to be happy. We want everybody to be happy. And yeah, I glue it down, but you don't have to. All right, so you're gonna lift up these ends and you're gonna bring them in. But before you do that, this whole section, there's 1, 2, 3 sections here. Add some glue to it. I'm gonna have to say it again. You don't have to do this. It will fold up nicely, but those of us who like to play with our glue will absolutely want to do that. Okay, so then you fold that in like that and just take your bone folder. Sorry if my head gets in here. I can't see. Okay. And you want to get that down. All right, so you got that section done. Flip it over. And again, with the flaps, if it bothers you, my fingers are going to be in the way. Sorry, but I'm just gluing the flaps here. Do that real quick. Okay. All right, and you see how I missed that sharp corner? And it's not going to matter. If you miss it really bad, it will matter because it's going to lift that part up and you won't be able to close it properly. So let's see what happens. And then we're going to add glue to the middle. And don't get it in the center here. Just glue right here on the sides. I'm doing a bad glue job, but I just want to get it done for the camera. And fold it over. So the inside, let me just crease this and I'll show you what the inside of the box is supposed to look like. Let's get everything really, really down. There's a lot of layers here, so you want to get it down. So this is what the bottom, the base of your box will look like. So this is my top for my last box. So we're going to fold it over. And this paper is much lighter weight, so you can get away literally with using your fingers for these folds, as long as you crease them really well. Okay, so now you have your lid and your box. Okay, goes on super, super easy. Look at that, they fit perfectly. It's a perfect fit. Okay, one thing I did want to mention, if you're using heavier paper, I guess you could go up another 1/4 inch in your lid to 8 3/4. I don't think you have to do that. If you're using, if both of these papers are heavy, then move up to 8 3/4 for your lid. If your lid is light and the base is heavy, you can still do the 8 1/2 measurement. Get some glue in here for the lid. Okay, if that makes sense. All right, so now we have all 4 of our boxes. What do you guys think? Isn't this gorgeous paper? It's gonna be so pretty. All right, so let's move on to our base. This is going to be your box base that is, I think this is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, but just check below because I'm going to have your cutting guide below. And then here are your walls. These are the papers that are 3 1/2 by 4 5/8, and then we scored a 1/2 inch on the side. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold these, that 1/2 inch. And by the way, when you're folding, you have one side that's bumpy, one side that's indented. Fold towards the bumpy side, okay? Is it going to make a big difference? No, it's just that, you want to do it the right way and not put too much strain on your paper. That's what you do. So add some liquid glue or whatever you're using to that 1/2 inch, and we're going to line it up to the base. Make sure you line it up just slightly away from that score line because we want this to fold easily, and that should do it, and it folds over easily. And just give it a little crease, okay? So we're going to do that for all 4 walls. One more time, we're just going to add glue folding towards the bump. And flatten it out and just make sure you get everything even and you're not too close. I'm sorry, not too far, not too close from that score line. You should be able to see your... Okay guys, I'm back. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and matted my walls and my middle. I will have these measurements down below, but I believe that my walls were matted at 4.5 by, I think, 2 7/8. I like a really thin line here, so if you want, you can go 4.5 by 2 3/4. That would work, and my middle is 4.5 by 4.5. Okay, so we've got our walls all done. We've got the middle all done. It's time to start deciding where we're going to put our boxes. And I think I like that configuration. So what we're going to do, I put double-sided tape on the back of the boxes. Make sure that it's down really well. And then we're just going to take the tape off. And what you want to do is put this flush against the wall and lift the wall up. And there you have your box, okay? So I'm going to do that for all 4 walls. Once again, I'll go slow on this one if you want to see. But this is, you know, you're going to press it in the box where you want to go and just bring the wall up. And then you have it down, okay? So let me just go ahead and do the other ones. Okay, we're back, and we have all 4 of our walls up. And okay, we can put the box aside now. Isn't it pretty? That's pretty, right? I think I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do in the middle? I am gonna fussy cut around this butterfly and put the butterfly in the middle with a little message. It's gonna go to my girlfriend who just moved. Okay, so let's put this aside, and now we have our lid. So this is going to be very simple. We're just going to cut this on each side up to the score line so that we can make a box. Okay. Now, I should mention that before, the right way to do this is before you make your box, you lay it out and you decorate it. This is the time to add your flowers, add whatever it is, your lace, whatever it is. This is what I'm going to be using. This is all from the kit. This is from the Cards, Tags, and More kit. I'm going to be using some of Erin's, well, maybe not that color, different color. Some of Erin's seam binding, and I might, you know, throw in some bits and bobs from the cutout sheet, but I notoriously don't do things the right way. So I actually am going to make my lid, and I'm going to put it on my box, and I decorate it while it's on the box. So what you want to do is, that's how I'm going to do it. It's terrible, but not the right way. You want to crease all of your score lines. Let's do that. We should have done that before we cut, actually. But just make sure you crease them really, really well. All right, and then you want to fold in your ends like this to make your box, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast. Okay, so now the lid is done. Okay, so there's our box, the base of it anyway. Again, now you can just add, you know, whatever decorations you want. I just love this paper. I'm so glad I chose this for the lid. And then you open it up and we have our pretty boxes and they fall down like this. Hope this is all getting into frame, but it's just so pretty. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel and watching this tutorial. I really hope that you decide to make one of these. And if you do, please tag us at Cris Jolie Kits. We'd love to see your creations. Thank you again. And we hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hi guys, I just wanted to come back very quickly to show you how I finished off the box. I kept it very simple because, as I said, I really love this pattern paper. So what I did is I just accentuated with a few of the flowers, and I fussy cut these two butterflies and this little birdie out of this Simple Stories sheet that's also in the kit. I just cut these out and adhered them to the cover, and then when you lift the cover up, I have seam binding again from Erin's store, My Scrap Cabin Shop. So I just love her seam binding. So I just added this here, and the way it works is it's kind of a crisscross. So you just unknot everything, just pull it apart, and it falls down, and then there's your box. Okay, I think it's pretty, and I didn't have a chance to fussy cut the butterfly that I told you about, but I will. In the final pictures, you'll see it, the little butterfly that's going to go right there. So let me show you how I did the seam binding. I'll just fold this up really quick, and what you do, it's a little tricky. My fingers are going to get in the way probably, but I just cross that over like that. And then I brought this one in and I crossed it over like this, okay? And then I went to the bottom one and I tied a bow, pulling it really tight. And it's gonna be a messy bow, it's just what I like. And then I went to the opposite side and pulled that tight and tied a bow right over the other one. Okay, and then you get something nice and messy that looks like that, and I like it. And then you can just put your cover right over the box. And there you go. Everything's nice and tidy and ready to present. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. It's actually my first one in a long time, so I really appreciate you being here. I hope that you come to visit again, and I hope that you do visit the Cris Jolie website and all the other designers that have created really beautiful projects for this month. Thanks again. See you soon.